Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Awakening Network. This is episode number 118 of the Ask Julius Show, this incredible show in which the Ascended Masters, led by Julius and channeled through Kasey Speer, actually answer all those questions from the audience that every single week is here with us. They never miss a show, and we are here always for them. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. I'm super excited. This is Angel Rigo from Dallas in Texas in the United States of America. And nearby, Kasey Speer. Hi, Kasey. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. We've got so much great energy flowing. So excited to be here with everybody tonight. And thanks everybody for joining us, right?
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody, to join us. And we already have people saying hello, hello, hello. Southern03 is here. And also, Greg Nyman Jr. is here. Let's jump into the first question. Before that, I'm going to make myself small temporarily. And the first question comes from We Are All in This Together. Is the 3i Atlas going to ignite a grand solar flash this September or October? And is it being pulled in by the sun solar flares since the sun is a living being?
We do not see that happening. We think that that's, artificial propaganda hype is what we truly believe. We're going to tell you that you also have to remember, Master, that you are source. All essence is source. There isn't anything outside of you that happens to you to accelerate your consciousness or to destroy you in any way. In either case, you are an eternal being and you are on your conscious journey. There's always so much conversation around solar flares that never happen. There's all kinds of conversation around solar flares igniting some aspect of consciousness. That is not going to happen. You are a sovereign being. You are on a conscious journey, and you will journey through that through your work, through your intention, and through your focus in knowing yourself as source. And on the flip side of that, there is nothing anywhere ever that shall cease your existence. So you are source energy. You cannot be extinguished, nor is there anything outside of you that is going to accelerate you or expand you except yourself.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Next question comes from Darlene. I would love to know more about these circumstantial beings. Are they angels? Have they ever been human?
So angels have not been human yet. They are still in the deciding phases of whether they're going to take on the existence of human or actually any of the species or types of beings that are living here on the earth at this time. So don't forget that you are not the only types of entities or living beings that are here on this earth ship. So many people believe that angels go the opposite direction, that once you've been human and you go disembodied, or you believe that you are done with the human experience, that you go into being angels. And we say it's the other way around, that angels have not had the human experience yet. They don't understand what it is like to feel love and relationship and pain and suffering and disconnection from knowing themselves as source. They're really great grandstanding viewers. They are usually full of all kinds of inspirational thoughts, and they're kind of the cheerleaders that sit outside of this dimension and some of the other dimensions here on the earth ship, but they don't have the hands-on experience for the human experience yet. And that is the way it has always been, in a sense, meaning the order of choice from most souls. And we know that you've heard all kinds of stories and all kinds of informations about archangels and things like that, and they earn their position through the human experience. And we're going to state that we believe that that is a misinterpretation as to those aspects or those fractals of you being source.
Excellent, thank you. Next question from Cat 65K. Can you explain, excuse me, can you explain why and how we remember certain gifts, skills, or memories at a certain vibration?
It's an activation of your pineal gland. It's an activation of your pituitary gland. It's really a corridor master of connection and accessibility as to whether that corridor or that connection cord is clear or whether it is disrupted. And they've done so many different things to disrupt it, including disrupting it through frequencies. And so when those disruptions are no longer disrupting you, you will have those connective memories. And we call that alignment. We call that alignment. We call that flow. Okay. Now, your gifts, intuitive gifts, masters, are very active in only the second level of consciousness, meaning that those come in your second level of consciousness, your second energy bandwidth, your infrared energy bandwidth, your second chakra does not equal being a high consciousness being. Intuitive gifts show up very, very instinctively, even for your survival experiences here on the Earthship. But they are in no way connected to an automated system of being a high consciousness being. How those gifts are demonstrated are in alignment with your consciousness. And that's really what you want to be looking for. So don't be discouraged or fooled. We don't want you to think that just because somebody has a very, very strong intuitive gifts, that person is necessarily of high consciousness or benevolence or wants something, really, really well for you. A lot of times it can be used for very, very large amount of manipulation and coercement, and spell casting and curses and things of that nature. When you vibrate, your gifts are a representation of that vibration. So again, if gifts are coming from and through a high consciousness being, they're going to be all about love, all about magnificence, all about launching you into knowing everything that you know as source. And if they are coming through as a low vibrational, where you are in a state of consciousness of separateness and singular, then your gifts will be limited and may in fact represent some aspect of somehow they're controlled or gifted to you by someone else. And that is your limited perspective versus your expanded and open mind.
Excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the next question comes from Swift Sage. Here it is. While human, our thoughts are heavily affected through the altered ego mind.
Mhm.
How does the experience of love compare between the non physical and the physical state?
Yeah. So you can also have extremely limited perception when you are non-physical, master, when you are non-physical. So being non-physical does not automatically make you a high level of consciousness being for which you have the interpretation of love through the clarity mind of the soul body. You still can be very much locked into a low consciousness state where you would call the altered ego is the perception. We will say that it's the fear that is the perception that will keep you from knowing love, expressing love, experiencing love. So to be clear, just because you are embodied does not mean that you are not a high level of consciousness being. And just because you are not embodied, is it equal that you're a high consciousness being? Okay. So don't confuse the two. There is no automatic state of your beingness that opens up your mind for you in a regulated state, other than when you are expanded from thought into light in your purest love formation. But all of your experiences that you choose to create for yourself can either expand you and inspire you to know yourself further at the magnificent aspect of possibility in being source, or they can start to shut you down and create the illusion of separateness and detachment from that which once you were. And you can start to believe that it is from that which you come from. So that's what we want to say about that.
Thank you. Next question comes from Emma Freeman. Hello, all. I'm holding a lot of resentment towards my ex, and No, I need to release this for my healing. He triggers me so easily. Let me see if there's a follow up. Hold on a second. I think that her question got truncated. I don't know if there's anything you would like to say. That's the only thing I have so far from Emma
Okay.
Freeman.
So resentment, of course, master, is all about judgment. You're still judging your ex. You're still judging your experience with your ex. And that means you're judging yourself. For you would not judge another if you do not hold judgment of self. Your answer to let go of all forms of judgment, master, is to love yourself fully. Love yourself fully. That is your answer. We can lead you into doing that through our courses and our classes and our applications to assist you to move out of your extreme limitation of fear-based judgmental experience that you are creating for yourself. That's really great news, because that means, you master, that you're holding on to it. You can let it go, and you aren't practicing letting it go. You're festering. You're festering. Okay. And it's also you learning how to live in the now and let go of living your life from your past. Your past is only intended for you to gain wisdom from, to expand and enlighten and produce magnificence in the now. And learning how to utilize that practice will also benefit you greatly.
Wonderful. Thank you. And the next question comes from, let me see, the Awakening Movie Podcast. I know that we are source and we are so powerful. Then how come we need to take parasite detox? Why can't we just feel the power of source and be in that frequency?
Because you can't yet. Okay. So you don't know that you are source master, or you wouldn't be here. Okay. You are coming back to the remembrance of that. That is a truth. And your physical body will show you where you are in your knowing. Okay. So if you are holding and housing parasites, you don't know yourself as source yet. That's the truth. Okay. Once you come to know yourself as source, you won't hold and house any of that limitation. But you're not going to hold and house parasites and then tap into a moment of knowing yourself as source and clear it out. It's not going to work that way for you. It just isn't. We're wondering why you're so afraid to clear yourself of parasites. That's the question. What are you afraid of? Okay. It's a very simple process. It's an extraordinarily powerful process. It will help to eliminate parasites that are in your brain that are keeping you from knowing yourself as source. So why wouldn't you dive in? Why wouldn't you? Okay. And then, of course, master, you get to learn to practice the art of not replacing the parasites in your body. Okay. And if you want to have the perception of, well, I can put parasites in my body because I can clear it at any time, we will tell you that no high frequency being would ever have that perception. They would never have the perception of intentionally putting something harmful in their body and then clearing them. That is a low consciousness perception, and that will not and does not work for you. But if you want to continue to have that thought for yourself, then do so, master, and you may live a masterful life in your physical experience, demonstrating your point of view.
Excellent. Thank you so much. The next question from Sodom03. I wrote down a dream that I had 5 years ago, and it is happening now. Does this happen in some way with all of our dreams?
Yeah, so master, there's no such thing as dreams. Okay, everything is real. Okay, your brain does not have the ability to make something up. It processes thought that is. All thought is, masters. All thought is. Okay. So although when you go out of body or you tap into other fractalized versions of yourself, it may seem like a distortion or chaotic or not able to interpret for yourself. And so you categorize it as what you've been programmed to believe is dreaming. But unfortunately, that is a program to take you away from all of the possibilities of that which you are and enjoying the fruitful aspect of those experiences. So you are doing everything, masters. There is no such thing as dreaming. Every single experience that you are having is you having those experiences somehow, somewhere in a fractalized version of yourself. So enjoy it. And there is so much going on with timeline variation and shuffling that it is sometimes a challenge to bring something right into the alignment of this personalized moment of now that you are experiencing in this timeline. What we will tell you is that in order or ways to stabilize that is to stabilize your frequency. Stabilize your frequency. As your frequency varies, it either pushes and pulls your desires to and from you. That is a truth. And most people have no idea what vibration they are in, nor are they aware of their frequency variation. Your journey into knowing yourself as source or knowing yourself on a conscious journey is equalized to the statement of awareness. Awareness of what, Master? Awareness of your frequency.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. The next question comes from Judd76. The polar shift.
Mm.
Is it coming at the end of 27, 28? And do you know where on earth it's going to hit and how do we prepare?
And we are telling you that we do not see that happening. Get that out of your consciousness, Master. All you're doing is creating fear and worry for yourself, and that is affecting your reality. Stop being afraid, please. You are source. Okay. Nothing is happening to you or outside of you that you do not allow or choose for it to be. This Earthship is not going away in that timeline. That's what we will tell you.
Wonderful. The next question from the Awakening Movie Podcast. As divine source, energetic being, my mission is to raise my frequency via self love and service to others and to help Mother Gaia ascend. Is this not true?
You don't need to help Mother Gaia ascend, Master. That essence is doing it herself. You don't need help from anybody, and you don't need to help anybody do it. You're not in a position to help anybody do it because you haven't done it yourself. So focus on yourself, Master. Focus on yourself. Then the grander truth of that is you are all essence. You are all essence. So we would encourage you to stop seeing any other version of yourself as separate, for that is a low frequency perception. Just work on your frequency, Master, your frequency, and your unity consciousness aspect self always assists and expands the all as it knows itself as love.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Next question, excuse me, from James the Gamer. When is Mother Gaia going to ascend? And is the next 7 years of tribulation for those who haven't raised their frequency of love?
Master, what you have a misinterpretation of ascension. Okay. The Earth ship is a realm and a dimension for interactiveness of thought perspective in order to know yourself as source. And although there is living soul essence in the position or the costuming of the Earth ship, that kind of comes and goes with perception. The Earth ship has many, many forms to it. There is a representation of the Earth ship in many, many, many dimensions. None of them are going away and none of them are shifting into another version of themselves. It is already here. It is already here. Okay. So we are going to not support your statement that it's going to ascend or go away in some way. It is brought together and held together through thought intention from the collective aspect of source for it to be a holographic projection for experience for source to know itself through the physical.
Wonderful. Next question from Tara. And thank you, James, for the question. Hi. How were the first humans birthed? Were the first humans adults? If not, who birthed and raised them? How many were there and how did they get here?
Master, you brought yourself into the physical. All fractals of source bring themselves into the physical, just like you do now. You think yourself into a physical experience. That's how every fractalized version of source exists.
Fair enough. Next question comes from, well, before that, Adrienne is saying, good evening to all. I have been here listening and washing dishes. Okay, we can take that. We love washing dishes, all of us. Next question from Darlene. Are animals born with amnesia? I currently have a dog that I believe has been in this lifetime with me prior to this current incarnation, and I'm wondering if he remembers.
Oh, great question. So, we're going to say, Master, that a huge part of your amnesia is has to do with when you left the physical experience in your previous physical experience. If you left with a lot of fear and a lot of trauma, and a lot of judgment, then that contributes to your amnesia state in reincarnation. And that, unfortunately, is a common pattern for humans. Very common pattern for humans, because humans are actually programmed with fear, and they're actually programmed to be afraid of death. So that's a massive contributor to their amnesia state. If a soul chooses a non human existence, such as canine or feline or reptile or amphibian or something of that nature, then their perspective in that existence has a lot to do with their level of consciousness and whether or not they're going to leave or transition out of being physical in fear or not. And then that would contribute as to whether it holds a lot of amnesia in the reincarnative state. So that's what we can tell you about that.
Excellent. Thank you. Next question from Adrienne. I have a question about Earth being a ship floating in water in space. I heard this yesterday. Is this true?
It depends on your perception, Master. So if you believe that it's real, then there's a form of a gravitational existence in an aspect of thought consciousness that is a collective agreement for its existence and its movement and its expandability. If you want to hold that as your truth, then that's what we would tell you about the explanation of the Earthship. If you want to go into a broader perspective, into the all of all truth, it's not real at all and it's not here any more than you are. Everything is a holographic projection of perception. So that's going to be our explanation based on whether you are a high level of consciousness being, knowing yourself as the all, or whether you sit in the perception of separateness and singular, which you obviously do based on that question. And that's not an insult. That's just a perception, Master, and there's nothing wrong with your perception. Please do not take what we say as anything insulting to you. We are giving you the truth of the variation of perspectives of any form of a being that chooses to walk on the holographic projection that is the Earth, or the reality realm that is the Earth, based on how you see yourself.
All right, next question from We're All in This Together. Dolores Cannon said we are like fleas and a dog here to help Mother Earth ascend. And since no one is going to save us but ourselves, how are we as light workers supposed to help Mother Earth?
We are not in agreement with Dolores Canyon's perception, so we're not sure how to answer your question. So we're going to erase that from your question and just simply say we don't agree with that. We're going to tell you, Master, that you are here to know yourself as source and expand yourself as a loving essence being, knowing yourself as the all through empathy and compassion, and that souls are not separate. Everything is a fractal. So every time you grow and expand and ascend, so do other fractalized versions of you.
All right, thank you so much. The next question is Judd 76. I hear that in September and October this year we will be guided to where it's going to hit, but they blur the skies with chemtrails. Oh, that's related to the previous question from Judd 76. Excuse me. Let me go to the next one. Then James the Gamer, is the 369 hertz frequency the answer to free energy, DNA repair, and beds technology?
So medbed technology is plasma frequency, and it is omni-quantum energy contained into a plasma field and then directed through light and through sound into the physical body. That's how the med beds work. That's actually how all healing works through the body, Master. As far as numerical counts go, we're going to support that the form of energy that is sourced, known as omni-quantum or plasmatic energy, does not have a numerical count, though your science will give it a number. If you are asking us if that's the number that they're giving it, we will say yes, but we are going to support that we don't agree with the limitation of that number.
All right, fair enough. And now it's the time in the show in which we speak about some of the specials. We always have specials. And let me go to our specials page. Actually, we're going to talk about a retreat that's going to happen in October. Let me share the screen with everybody. 1 second, please. 1 second. All right, here it is. All right, redesign your life through frequency. Let me delete this. Frequency 3-day live in person retreat. It is a 3-day immersion in high frequencies with Julius, saturating your personal energy field with love, light, and joy. This retreat will help bring about an enormous energy reset through release of resistant low frequency energies, realign out of balance energies, and raise your frequency to exciting new levels, perhaps never experienced before. Tell me all about it, because I know that last year we also had the same location. We had this incredible retreat. Tell me all about this retreat in October. It's going to be in October from the 2nd to the 6th of October in Siesta Key, Florida.
Yeah, Siesta Key, Florida Beach is the only beach in the US that is made up of 99.9% crystals in the beach itself. It's amazing. It has an amazing energy that we're able to tap into for this retreat. We will be on the beach doing some processes and some meditations and things of that nature. We are making this our last in-person retreat. And everything with technology is leading us in different directions. So this will be the last physical presence of us with students. And so we're encouraging everybody, if they're interested in a live retreat, this is your time to be able to climb in on it. And this is going to be quite an extraordinary accumulation of all of the energy processes that we have been doing over the last year and a half in one weekend for everybody, as well as teachings and theory, sound bath, meditation, yoga. It's going to be filled with energy. It's all about energetic infusion for you, to give you upgrades, to give you expansion, to give you healing, to give you a much closer connection to you knowing yourself as source. It's located in a beautiful beach house in Siesta Key, Florida. And so if this is interesting to you, or it's starting to feel possibly that it may resonate with you, please click on the link and check it out. We're closing in on the parameters of when that is going to be shut down for its registration. And so if you have questions, you can send that in to support@channelingjulius.com. And we just invite and encourage everybody to take a look at that for themselves.
Absolutely. Send an email to support at, excuse me, 1 second. Let me make sure. I'm going to just put here the email address so you can use it from the screen. You can send an email to support@channelingjulius.com. support at channelingjulius.com. And by the way, if you want to access this page with all the explanation, all the data related to this very last retreat we're going to do in person, feel free to take your camera, point your camera from your cell phone to this QR code here, and then you will be taken to this incredible landing page of the Awakening Network. And you will have absolutely all the information that you need. And if not, send an email to support at channelingjulius.com. Channelingjulius.com. And let's go back to the normal screen and let's continue with the questions because we have a ton of questions. Let me stop sharing here. All right, exactly. And now the next question comes from, let me see who's supposed to be. 1 second. 1 second. Yeah. Okay, let's do this question from Greg Nyman Jr. Julius, after the amazing cord cutting session with you yesterday, I was actually able to remember when I traveled, when I slept last night, and it was super vivid. What would you suggest for next steps to go down this path further?
Yeah, the continuation of clearing, the continuation of clarity is always an extraordinary place. For confusion is very fear based, right? To not be clear, to always wonder, to always wish, can put you in a very stagnant and blocked energetic space. As clarity comes in through the clearing of your energetic bodies, through the clearing of letting go of judgment, through the clearing and clarity that comes through applying the wisdom from your experiences, comes those extraordinary refined frequencies that are able to stabilize themselves. So that's what you're always shooting for. Not just clarity and clearing in your energetic field, but the stabilization of the calibration of your energetic field. And there's so much that you have created for yourselves as disruptions in your energetic fields that are blind spots for so many of you. Some of you are very much aware of what has clogged and disrupted your energetic field. And when you work simultaneously on your conscious journey and your energetic fields associated with the physical experience while you are on your conscious journey, immense place. And when you have progress, Master, you have this sense of accomplishment, right? You have this sense of purpose, right? This drive, this enthusiasm. And it's truly helps to reinforce your position of empowerment. For one thing that truly does occur for all of you as you grow your consciousness and you work on your energetic field is you feel that power of that energy. You feel the power of the healing coming through your body. You feel the power of the acceleration coming through your body, your connectiveness, your flow, okay? And everything working with you to bring forth your intentional drive in all aspects of your self being source is the most extraordinary experience.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you, Greg, for the question. The next question comes from Karen Tackett. What kind of changes are expected to implement colleges?
Well, if they come forward, they're going to eliminate pretty much the educational system as it is known, and there won't be, as the institutions will be very different, and they will be structured very differently, moving away from programming and indoctrination to more creativity, helping you tap into genius, helping you tap into potential, and always more and more of actually applying that. So things are going to move away from, taking tests, getting degrees, getting certifications, and so many things are going to come back to apprenticeship type of experiences. And there'll be levels of apprenticeships. That's how high levels of consciousness societies and communities work on their present moment and guaranteeing the aspect of their future for themselves. And again, if everything comes into alignment according to plan, everything from your nursery school level to university level or beyond will follow those same types of conscious structures.
Excellent. Thank you so much. The next question from Go Time. I find these times of disclosure very exciting, Julius. Since time is an illusion, is it true to say disclosure always exists? It's just a matter of our state of consciousness as to our awareness of it.
Yeah, it's lovely, right? It depends on, and the word disclosure doesn't always mean, finding out what's been bad. Okay. Disclosure is also who you authentically are. So you could equate the conscious journey to an ongoing disclosure journey, right? The disclosure and the potential of all that you are is also the conscious journey. In this moment, as you are experiencing your life on the physical, of course, what you are finding out is everything that you have been programmed with and led to follow, not led to follow, but required to follow, has left you empty, has left you in pain, has left you in suffering, has left you in confusion, in regret, in anger, in chaos, in violence, all of those things. And so when you work higher and higher and higher and will not settle for less than anything, that will always have an expandability to it, everything will flow in alignment with disclosing the potential of yourself. But right now, you're learning all of the things that you've been caged up with. We want everybody to keep an open mind and an open heart with that. Don't let the disclosure lead you deeper into anger, deeper into judgment. We want you to find joy in the release, masters, and always, always, always display compassion and empathy for those who are in so much pain over the disclosure. For remember, so many people have structured their identity on these lies. And so as they are learning that these things have not been the ultimate truths, they're lost. They don't know how to perceive themselves. They don't even know how to identify themselves. And so just remember how traumatizing it is for these beings. Try your hardest to approach the disclosure with joy, with curiosity, with an open mind, with compassion and empathy, and playfulness, if that's possible. Some of it is so ridiculous. Truly, you just have to laugh at it, right? And don't let any of the anger attach itself to you.
Wonderful. Next question from Stacy Savage. Julius, I have a court pre-trial with my ex this Tuesday. We are working on a custody and child support agreement. Sorry for the heavy personal question, but do you have any advice for me?
Yeah, stay out of fear. Stay out of fear. That's your answer. Truly. This system is a fear-based system, and it's got its tentacles all wrapped around you, master, all wrapped around you, and is going to try to drag you under the ocean into that fear and reactiveness. There is not a justice system. There is a legal system. Be clear about that. Be clear about that. Trust your attorney and know this, master. Ultimately, there is nothing to fear, for you are a sovereign being. If you didn't receive a dime in support, you would still exist. You will find your way because you are on a conscious journey and you are growing yourself and knowing yourself as source, and your vibration is high and wide and broad and deep, and you are safe. And that is the energy that you ride into. And your only concern is for the children involved. You don't even need to be concerned for yourself. If you are, you're deeply seated in fear and you have not found your strength yet. We would advise you to work on that, Master. Work on that and try your hardest to prevent yourself from reacting. For when you do, you surrender your power.
Wonderful. Thank you. Now, Adrienne actually wanted to share something with us, and I'm going to read it out loud. I just want to tell you that this is the weekend. I will be starting to slowly detox my autistic adult son from heavy metal toxicity thanks to your advice. Thank you so much. I am so excited.
Wow. So, sending amazing energy, love, light, amazement. Masters, just take a moment, shall we? Sending all sentient beings calm, peace, joy, and safety in every way that they honor their bodies, in every way that they come to their high frequency, their potential, and their possibilities, sending all of that love out to all of you and to this beautiful being. Know that all is well, safe, high frequency, light, joy, Master, joy. Okay? Remember that this is not a starvation experience. Make sure that your child is feeling nurtured and nourished during the process, even though it may fall out of alignment with what they are used to eating. This is not a starvation aspect for them. So just make sure that they are enjoying their nutrition, that they are able to have. And we are sending you so much love and so much light for your fear to not be engaged, for your love and your magnificence to know that all is well, one day at a time, Master, one day at a time. And we truly set the intention for magnificent results, don't we all? Truly set the intention for everyone to have amazing results in the caring of their own bodies, minds, souls, and consciousness.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And the next question is from Elizabeth Wolf. Hi, Julius. I have a very big garden and enjoying watching butterflies and birds, except hummingbirds. For 10 years in Florida, I have not seen any hummingbirds.
Ooh.
Why is it? Thank you.
Well, we will tell you it has to do with some of the climate manipulation that they're doing, a lot to do with their chemtrails, a lot to do with their chemtrails. And that is an unfortunate, is it not? But also, we're going to support, if you want to go even more etheric, if you want to go even a little more esoteric, Masters, hummingbirds, all of the creatures that you draw to your garden, of course, are interdimensional beings, including the fairies and the gnomes. In fact, we're going to support that hummingbirds, dragonflies, and butterflies are fairies. They're different types of fairies. And so some of them are just staying a little more standoffish because of the toxicity levels in the third dimension. But as this clears up and the atmosphere clears up, they will be more readily passing through those gateways into the enlightened aspect of all that you are. We would highly recommend, Masters, that you put wind chimes in your garden. Put wind chimes out. Okay. That sound frequency will invite them, will make them feel safe, and will also clear the frequencies in your garden. We will also highly recommend that you put quartz crystals in your garden. Also selenite, and also any of the dark, very, very cool stuff. You want to create a grid, an energetic crystal grid around your garden, and therefore it will draw them in and make them feel safe. This is obsidian, and it's going to do, and shungite is also going to do beautiful, beautiful things for you. So don't forget those things, okay? So sound and light So you want your reflective things in your garden, your fun reflective things, and then you want to put some crystals in your garden as well, Master, so they will feel safe. They are protected energetically and frequency wise. And we think it is the most extraordinary thing that you have a beautiful garden. Isn't that amazing?
Wonderful. Thank you so much. If we are worse, this is a question from we are all in this together. If we are worse and all we have to do is enjoy ourselves and have fun, then why do we need to take parasite detox if source trumps all?
Because you're just not there yet, Master. You're just not there yet. Okay. We're just telling you you're not in that frequency yet. If you have parasites, that's an indication of your frequency. That's what we will tell you.
All right. Thank you so much. The next question from Judge 76. How do we raise our frequency and step in who we are? And thank you for your answer.
By letting go of judgment of all thought, Master, of all thought. And that comment is probably not comprehensible to you yet fully. Okay. So, judgment and fear is what keeps you detached from knowing yourself as the all. And your frequency is based 85% of the way that you think and perceive thought or yourself versus what is laid upon you from the external world. So your frequency is based and comes from your journey of knowing yourself as the all from within.
Wonderful. Thank you. Next question comes from Adriana. Also, Sophia, I know that history personifies our existence, but I heard that this energy created the firmament. Can you elaborate on this for me? Thanks again.
You have no history. There is no time. There is only perception of experience, which is vastly differential from person to person in that experience. What you have been programmed with has created a limited mind based on fear, and a fear based energy is what keeps you trapped within a reality. That's how that works.
Wonderful. Let's continue. In this, the episode number 118 of the Ask Julius Show. Incredible, Kasey. 118 shows. And in all those shows, we had so many questions, and we keep on having so many questions. Our audience every day on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, they have these incredible questions, and they never stop bringing them up. We really appreciate you guys for showing up and for sharing them with the audience, because your questions are very often also the questions from our audience. Let's go to the next question from Sodom03. Are our previous bodies or avatar buried somewhere on the planet?
No, Master. They will decompose. They decompose. You create your avatars. They're costumes that you create through your thought field in being source. Okay, and they're holograms. They're holograms. So you can conjure them for yourself at any time that you align with that thought and that design frame for yourself. But nothing physical remains eternal. Should we say that again? Nothing physical remains eternal. Only perception is such.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Another question from Daylene. Does naturally occurring fluoride harm the brain and glands? I think my spring water may have some in it.
So fluoride, it's not called fluoride in a natural form. So we're actually not going to support that. That's an accurate statement. Fluoride is been created in a lab. That is the truth, and it's highly toxic and poison to the body. So there are enzymes and minerals that come naturally in your water in a stream, but your stream is also affected by the chemtrails, which have fluoride in them. So you've got kind of this hamster wheel thing going on, in which case then they call it natural occurring fluoride, which we think is kind of funny. Um, Depending on the resonance of your body, different enzymes and minerals will affect you in a positive way or can impact you in a little bit of a disruption or not such a high frequency way. Fluoride is the killer of enzymes in the body. So it kills the enzymes in the brain, in the pituitary gland, in the pineal gland, and it kills all the enzymes in your head and your mouth that reproduce teeth. So your physical body is designed to continually drop teeth in through your whole life. So you would never need a dentist, certainly. So, gee, I wonder why they created fluoride. That's interesting, right? And so fluoride kills enzymes, productive enzymes in the body, and also helps to slow down cellular production in the body. It also helps to keep your the spin on your atoms in just a forward momentum rather than an oscillation state where rejuvenation and rebirthing can occur. So those are some of the byproducts of fluoride. So we're going to say that minerals and enzymes that come from the earth ship, we don't categorize them as fluoride.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. The next question from Sodom03. Is it not such a good idea to donate plasma?
Well, that's up to you, Master, if you want to give your life force away. That's what we will tell you. Now, we already hear all of you. We hear all of you. Okay, yes, but what about the children who need it? And yes, what about our loved ones who need it? Then we would say, then give it. If you know that your plasma is going right into that person, like they better be sitting right next to you, and there better be an infusion going into you, because we're telling you that your banks aren't giving that plasma to humans. That's what we will tell you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Let me share this message from Stacy. Beautiful Julius family and team, please send me positive prayers as this has been a tremendously challenging time. Love to you all.
It is a challenging time, Master. It's dragged out. It's not necessary. It's torturous. It's painful. It's ridiculous. And we are so sorry that things get reduced to this aspect. But what we will tell you is this, Master, you have the option to fall or rise. Okay? And we want to tell you that both scum and cream rise to the top. So choose yourself and create yourself, Master. Create it. Come out of this swamp, cream. Rise as a phoenix, Master. That's really why you created it, because do not forget, Master, you have created this experience for yourself. Ask yourself why. Discover your truth. Discover your power, Master. All is well. And the best thing about it is you will not be the same person at the end as you are going in. That's what storms are for. Storms will always reveal two things: the weak and the strong. The weak and the strong. So hold your position of strength and power.
Excellent. Now, Rajia from TikTok. Yes, we also live stream to TikTok. How can we be able to use the rest of our DNA strands and remember who we are?
Well, Master, actually, you have 3 DNA helixes. So you don't even have to worry about the strands that are in your extremely taxed singular one. We have a process to help activate your other 2 spiral helixes. Okay. So there is a reason that those other 2 spiral helixes have been stifled and remained dormant. They actually contribute quite a lot to you remembering yourself as source. Your poor singular DNA strand, spiral helix staircase is so overtaxed, so overtaxed. Okay. So find the strength and the empower of activating your full frequency field. That's how your knowing and your demonstration of being source will occur.
Excellent. That was the last question of today's show. Let me make myself a different size. Excellent. Here we are again. That was show number 118. Yes, every single week. For at least 123 that we had to postpone because of technical reasons, we have been always with you. Remember, every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here, time in the US. We are here for you. Kasey Speer will keep on channeling Julius and their Ascended Masters, all this group of Ascended Masters that are here to support you on your journey. Any final words, Kasey?
Sending love and magnificence to all of you, and appreciation for you being here, right? So much appreciation because this is so much fun. So much fun. Thank you for creating this joy in my life. I'm sure in Angel's life, right? And hopefully in all of your lives. Looking so forward to next week's show with all of you.
Absolutely, and it will be 119. And right now, Kasey and I, we are out of here just for 7 days because we can't wait to be back for the 119th episode of the Ask Julius show here at the Awakening Network. And this is our outro video. Love you guys. See you soon. Bye bye.